Well, hello, everyone. We appreciate your joining us and taking the time to hear something about one of the most exciting opportunities out there in the investor and realtor world. My name's Leon McKenzie. I'm the owner, founder of US Probate Leads. We put the company together almost 20 years ago now, and we have been doing this around the country and have had a remarkable amount of success with it. When we first started in this business, the industry really was a little bit in shambles. There are people taking advantage of people that were in probate. It was kind of a messy little thing. When we came on board, we brought a professionalism to this solution that people hadn't seen before. And I'm going to tell you something about who we are and how we've grown over the past 20 years and what's happening in our world and why we feel like we're as good as I'm saying we are. But stick with us. You're going to be very impressed. This is quite a program that we have. I have brought a couple members of the team on the management team to assist in the presentation. Laura Martin is here with us. Laura's our national operations manager. Jeff Sweet is here with us. He's our national sales director. And Zlatan Zibek is here with us. He's our national operations solutions manager. So as we go through, there will be somebody on the line that can answer any question that you have. And we'll be taking questions. Just feel free to come in to the chat portion of this meeting. Leave your question. And Laura will be taking a look at those, and we'll make sure that we get all of those addressed. We have a question and answer session set up at the tail end of the program, and we'll be presenting at that point in time anything that we have missed. I think the presentation is fairly clear. Not a complicated process, but it's a very strong process. There's a lot of information on it. So we're US Probate Leads. I am happy to be here to talk with you. And what we provide is the best way for people to get investors and realtors to include probate properties in their portfolio. And I'm going to show you how we go about doing that. The important point from this first slide is that we're making residential property leads available each and every month. And one of the things that really is the way the economy is going and everything, and with all the talk about recession, we're talking about a recession-proof solution here. This is something that just simply is a fact of life, and there will be people passing, and people will have properties that they wish to move, and you as realtors and investors work in that market, and this is an opportunity for you to take your expertise and do something to help these people. The whole concept of probate property, working with probate properties, is the assumption that many of the people that are in a probate situation, and just for those of you that are not familiar with probate, this is the legal process by which a person, property of deceased person, his properties are going to be presented to, they're going to be disposed of in some manner, and there's going to be an estate executor that's responsible for those properties. That estate executor is going to settle all debts and then distribute any monies available to the heirs of the estate. And we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about that solution. And we're assuming that most of you folks haven't been in this space, have a pretty good handle on what probate properties are and how they're used. What we're going to do talking about here is a really great lead source and the ability to be able to get leads to you. And that's something that's our concept here, our concern here. So let's go on to through the presentation. You're probably all aware, and everybody hears about the baby boomers. I'm a baby boomer, and we've been around for a long time, and there's just an awful lot of us. I hear the latest statistic I heard was every once a day, 10,000 people turn 65. So you're talking a great number of folks that are coming into this category where they're starting to think very seriously about their properties and what can they do with those, and they want to move them to the next generation. And in most cases, properties will end up in the probate space, and as an investor, what you will find is that people that have properties in probate many times are motivated sellers. There's somebody that has the person who has actually ended up in probate as the manager of that particular estate is sitting with a property that he has an interest in turning over. And it has been acknowledged now for probably the last 50 years that properties in probate are probably the Cadillac of probate leads. There's just no question about it. It's the best probate, or rather the best residential property lead that you can come across. And it's because the people that actually own those properties are motivated to sell them, and they're looking for solutions in order to do that. And we not only make those leads available and get those to you, but we also provide you the means by which you can actually work with people to be able to help them get there to turn their properties. We as a company pick up more than 40,000 new motivated seller leads every month. And we have millions of leads actually on the shelf. So this particular presentation is for those of you seeking a real reliable source of high quality residential property leads. As I mentioned, they are considered and acknowledged to be the best property lead out there in the residential property space. USPL has been in this business for such a long time and has built a fantastic reputation in this space. Today, we provide data for any county in the US. We also provide data, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more, at the city and zip level. And this is something, this is really new. This is special, and this is something that I want to spend a little bit of time with. We also have a great deal of probate data on the shelf that we've collected, and we do sell bulk probate leads at discounted prices. And I think you can, once you get into this and start seeing the value of this, you might want to take a look at some of those, because there's some hidden gems in there, and it really makes a lot of sense. The 40,000 new leads each month far exceeds anything that anybody else has in this space, any number of collected. We have been doing this for so long. We have probably collected in more than 2,000 counties. There's about 3,240 counties in the country, and we collect in counties where people reside. So obviously, in that 3,200 counties, there's counties that just simply don't have many people. But in the populous counties, we have actually been in there and collected data. So we have a wealth of information available. And in order to do this, we have built a team of researchers that go into county courthouses. The courthouse is the place where you get probate leads. And what happens, the process in a nutshell, is that once someone passes, an executor is going to file at a local courthouse to become the estate manager for that estate. And once approved, through the probate process, that individual has the authority and the responsibility to sell properties within the estate. And that's where you come in as an investor, a realtor, because these folks are, in most cases, simply like one of your neighbors, and really don't have the experience or the expertise to be able to handle these properties. And you're going to be able to work with these folks to be able to help them. We have millions of leads in inventory at 40,000 leads per, and we've been doing this for 20 years. You just can't, I mean, we have more leads than just anyone, and it's we can make these leads available. Let's see, I mentioned that these are the best residential property leads that you can get, and the potential to make significant money in this space is high. And we have many people that have worked with us over the years that have done quite well with this. We consider this a niche market, and it allows an individual in an area, depending on the population of that area, to be able to augment their existing leads, and by bringing on high quality leads. And that's basically what the probate leads do. In order to get these leads, we have to go into a county courthouse and retrieve that data. So if someone is physically tasked with going in and getting the data, and then we make that data available to folks like yourself. We have over the years, we started out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we're a regional player. And today we've grown, like I said, to a national player, hitting virtually every state in the union. You can imagine that there is an additional cost associated with going in to getting data out of county courthouse. Somebody physically has to go in and do the work that's necessary to be able to get these leads. It's not a trivial process by any means, and it does take folks with some skills to be able to do this. The data is public record information, so any one of you can go over to the courthouse and retrieve probate information. And I'd encourage you to take a stab at it, run over to the courthouse and see what you think. I know when I first got involved with it, there was a team that was going around, and this was quite a while back, and they were telling the people that attended their webinars, their seminars, that you can go over, get the data, we'll work with you, and then we'll help you sell those properties. At the seminars that were being offered at that time, and they were running big major newspaper ads and stuff like that, and they have a bunch of folks come in, and so they give a seminar, and a very polished individual stand up and make his presentation. At the end of those, and they sold a lot of packages and stuff for folks, and it's a pretty expensive little process. At the end of the next week, I personally went, and we were in the Dallas area, so I went over to the Dallas and Fort Worth, Tarrant County courthouses to see what was really involved in this process. And oh, it was packed. I mean, there were more people in there than you could shake a stick at. It was amazing. They were just everywhere. The job is to go in, talk to the person that's running the desk, and to get the data from them. And it's typically in a legal file form. You pull it out, and then you retrieve the information that you need and put in, and then you put it in your computer, whatever you're going to do with it. Interestingly enough, the next week I went back over, and there were actually, before there had probably been, I don't know, maybe 50 people in there pulling data. The next week there might have been 5, and the third week it was down to 1 or 2, and then after that it was pretty much nil. It's just not fun. What we took away from that exercise, that visit, that program, was that there's an opportunity here, because this is something that needs to be done, and there's a remarkable niche here. And in order to be able to get that data, it's going to take someone with some skills to do it. So we came up with a process to be able to make that happen. And that's who we are. That's what we do. We specialize in probates. And you'll find that if there's anything associated with probates, we are the go-to people to be able to do that. So we have, in order to send those people in, that's a pricey exercise, you can imagine, because we're paying travel expenses, we're paying labor expenses, and anything else associated. Once we get the data, we have to send it out and have it cleaned, and there's a lot of effort that goes into it. So for years now, prices for probate leads have been relatively high. You compare this to a foreclosure situation, where foreclosure information is available on the internet, and anybody can pretty much go and get it, and those things can be sold at for 10 cents, 15 cents, something like that per lead. If someone's going in and making the pulls and getting the data like we do, then the lead pricing is going to go up. In order to make this whole program make sense, we were selling leads at the county level, and that's what we've been doing now, probably for the last 18 and a half, 19 years. However, we finally solved that problem, and today we now can sell data at both the city and the zip code level, which reduces the area of the number of leads that someone would have to purchase down to by quite a bit, and it gets individuals the leads that they're specifically interested in. So we're pretty proud of that particular program, and once again, I'll show that to you in just a bit. Now, what do you do with these leads once they come in, and how do you work with them? There's a lot of specialists out there. There's gurus that give classes. There's folks that really understand this, that have been talking about how to, and it's not just in the probate lead space, but it's basically in how do you as a realtor, how do you approach your customers, and what do you do with the leads that you have? We have found that this niche is a little different than a lot of them. In some cases, folks will hold on to their data a little bit longer. It's going to take them a while to figure out exactly what they want to do with it. They're going to have to work with the other heirs. They're going to have to try to decide how to handle it. And what you as a investor realtor want to do is to be able to get to know these folks and be able to offer them solutions. And that solution may be something that's out of the, not necessarily directly associated with the probate itself. It may be associated with something to do with the property, and maybe the individual has has a house that was lived in yesterday, and all of a sudden there's no one there, and it's been sitting around. So someone has to go in and pick up all that personal property that's in the house and do something with it. And one of the ways you can help them is by identifying folks that can go in and help clean up these properties and get them ready. We have identified ourselves about 50 different services that could be offered to somebody in probate, and we have trainings and classes and courses and stuff where we can help folks like yourself come up to speed to really work with these guys. At the end of the day, what you're really trying to do is be an empathetic individual, helping these folks and teaching them how to be able to get the information that they need. So it takes work. There's no question about it. However, the opportunities there are really high, and the goal is to be there when needed, and that's really what we preach. I mentioned that they're found at the courthouse, and you have to, in order to get them, it's just not a trivial process, and it really does take somebody that's been trained in this space to be able to do it, and somebody that likes that type of work. It really isn't for the faint of heart. So we are offering. We have partnered, and this is just kind of a teaser for something that's coming up. Within the next 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to be seeing something coming from us that talks about a training program that is par excellence. It is really something special. We're offering more different opportunities, more things for customers, more things for folks like yourself to be able to use, to be able to reach out to folks and to be able to provide them services. And I think you're going to be very, very impressed with it. So be on the lookout for us. It'll come in an email in the not too distant future here. So what do? We offer to individual realtors and our investors, as well as major brokers, our national branded sales teams, large sales forces with multiple locations, multi-state, whatever you need. If you need a few leads or you need a lot of leads, we're here to be able to provide those. And we nailed this solution. We really know what we're doing and have this information available to you. We offer this in 3 different ways. The first is at the county level. And like I told you, when we first started the company, that was how we were offering data. So you could go into basically any county and you could get monthly subscriptions or historical purchases. These programs are still available and are excellent programs. And there's a lot of folks that made an awful lot of money using this data and process. And I'll talk about a couple other opportunities we have as well. When we're talking monthly subscriptions, you can go in and get, depending on the number of leads available in the county, you can buy 25, 50, 100 leads, 250 or something like that, or you can buy all the leads in the county. Typically, what we find is that for a million population, there are typically about 250 probates for that particular population size. And as folks are looking at counties, what they can pick up the data at whatever level they want to and get at whatever number of leads that they want. When we suggest that people working this on a monthly subscription basis, best practice typically states that you want about 100 leads as a minimum. That's really and obviously the more leads you have, the more opportunities you have. It's just up to the individual themselves to make a decision as to how to do that. Now, once a person identifies the county and picks up decides to get a subscription, we encourage them to take a look at their historical leads that we offer. We have found that for best results, if you go back 2 to 6 months, you will hit probably close to 60% of the people that are in probate. However, there's still excellent value up to 24 months, and that with the pandemic. When the pandemic came into play, that extended that number of months out to almost 36 months. And there's still still gems out there in terms of 36 months. So we have ways that you can purchase leads either at the as a monthly subscription level at any of the counties, or as as historical purchases. This is what we tagged this. We promoted this. This is something that's never been done before, and we're proud of this. This is something pretty special. It's never been offered at a national level, but we have the solution, the ability to be able to go in and offer data at the county level, or you could choose cities within the counties and get data at the city level. And you can get specific zip codes within a city, rather a county, a city, a zip. And what you're getting there is the data. People that use this type of solution are typically looking for residential leads within their neighborhood. And we do make that available now, and no one else does this. There are some people that may say they offer it in a specific city or something like that, but to be able to offer it nationwide, that took someone with the resources, the abilities, the teams, the skills and stuff like that we have to be able to do that. And we're pretty proud of this. This is a neat solution, and an individual can go in and get as few as 10 leads if they want it in a specific county or zip. The neat thing about this is you can go in and choose multiple counties, cities, or zip codes in any combination. So it's really up to you as to how you want to get the data that you need. You pay only for the leads that you're going to purchase. The smaller geographies obviously allow you to get lower monthly costs, and you can get historical leads for these areas as well, just the same way you would be able to with the other historical leads that we showed you. The user interface that we have is very well designed and allows you to go in and specify the amount that you wish to pay. So you identify the local geography that you're interested in, and then you put in maybe you're looking for a subscription and you want to pay $50 a month. Then you put in the $50, and the tool will tell you how many leads are available in whatever geographies you have chosen. And then it's nothing more than setting up your purchase plan and actually going out and picking up the data itself. And we ship data. We retrieve data once a month, and then we ship the data. If you came in and placed an order, we'd have the data out to you within 24 hours. So it's quite a system, and it's quite a solution, and it's taken us years to be able to get to a point where we could offer something like this. So really encourage you to take a look at it and ask questions. Let us know how we can help you, but you're going to find something here. Anybody that's looking at this stuff will find themselves something special. I mentioned the bulk probate leads a couple of times, and this is really for folks that maybe have a large sales team, or really want to go back several years, or just are interested in large quantities. We're doing this at the we have a package at the 5,000, another package at the 10,000. So for 5,000 leads, it's 5 to 10,000 at 65 cents a lead. And then once you get about 10,000 leads, it's 45 cents a lead. So this is a way to buy, and you can buy in any city, zip, county area that you want to. And the one thing we can assure you is that there are untold residential property gems in every list. I mean, that's just the nature of this. It might take a little bit of work to sort through this and find them, but the folks that do this on a regular basis do very, very well with our program. So we offer tried and true probate solutions. We do all the heavy lifting. You don't have to worry about it. We're going to go into the courthouses, get the data. If the data is missing some kind of information, telephone numbers or certain addresses, we have back-end tools that will go out and research that and provide that information for you. Like I said, current and recent months data is available. We have the bulk lead pricing, I mentioned that. And then we also have a buy forward special where a person can go in and buy months forward and pick up you take a subscription and you get 20% off for certain periods and stuff like that. The website that all this information on is www.uspробateleads.com. And once you work once you go to it, I think you'll find it's very intuitive and easy to get into your area and find out what location, what pricing is available for each of your areas. We are adding videos, adding fact sheets and stuff like that to further help people get in and understand this. But the solution that we have at this moment is very, very, very powerful and very easy to use. We have an exceptional sales team led by Jeff Sweet, and his team would be more than happy to answer any questions for you and step you through the process. So you'll find our telephone number, and at the end of the presentation, you'll find his contact information. We encourage you to reach out to Jeff and his team and just ask any questions that you want. So this has gotten us to a point where we're ready to answer some questions and go ahead and get some answers to you. Probably the best way to do that is Laura, you want to just step in and provide some questions, and I can and present those, and we can go ahead and take a shot at answering them.
Sure, we're available on chat. So I've been going through a few of them as they have come in. So you guys post your questions if you have anything at the present time. I'm getting ready to share the links for quotes and the access for the zip codes and city orders, and we can get you started right away.
Saw some questions about the, are we going to, is it being recorded, and are we going to make that available to you? And the answer is yes. We expect that to be emailed out to you probably within an hour. So you should be have that in your inbox. The links for the tools that we're offering, we have the website itself, and USProbateleads.com/quote /quote would actually get you into the city-state zip solution session, and you'd be able to use that tool to be able to identify any pricing that you were interested in. We're also offering, as part of this webinar, 10 free leads. And if you go to the link at the bottom there, and like Laura said, she's making that available to you. The link is free-leads.com/webinar. This screen would pop up, and you can go ahead and tell us where you're interested in having your leads, and those will be sent out to you practically immediately. Those will get to you pretty fast. And that's
Leon,
a good way to see how we do it.
We do have someone asking if every lead guarantees real estate in probate filings.
Yeah, and when you're working with probate leads, what you're working with is all probates that have been filed, and the information about the probate property itself is not available at the courthouse, or requires an extensive amount of research to be able to go in and determine whether there is what the property is. So we find on average anywhere from 75 to 85% of the leads that we will make available will have a property available for them. Keep in mind that people simply do not go into probate unless there's something of value in the estate. And 99% of the time, the thing that's of value within the estate would be the probate property itself. So while not every estate is going to have a property, the vast majority of them will. And it's just, we're giving you all the information. We spent quite a bit of time when we first put the company together looking at, is there a way to do this? And the logical thing for some, I'll tell you our thought process when we first did this. We got to thinking, and actually it was one of the reasons we got into it. Well, we have a pretty good IT background and had some real strengths in that particular space. And it seemed to make sense. And we were not seeing people really being able to identify the properties within an estate. So what we did, we just assumed that we would go to the CAD systems, that are available in any county, and hit the deed records. And we would take the information that we have from the probate data, match it up against the CAD system, and cross-reference and identify all the properties that were in those. Interestingly enough, the information that we have at the probate records is not fully qualified to the degree that the property records are. And there is a mismatch in them. So like my name is Leon McKenzie, Cecil Leon McKenzie. Well, out in the property records, you might find a property. One of my properties might be listed under Cecil McKenzie. Another one might be listed under Leon. Let's say I was named Chuck, or rather a name that had multiple, like Michael or something, that had multiple ways to name it. You would find all of those. So we went out and tried to process that in some kind of a logical way. And what we found, we had probably in the Dallas-Fort Worth, we were pulling 600 probates a month. So we took those and ran them through the CAD system. And lo and behold, we found 30,000 properties. Because keep in mind, you don't know when those properties were actually filed either. So you don't have much information other than the name of the executor. And that doesn't really help you a lot. So we spent a lot of time trying to solve that problem. And at the end of the day, the solution is a pretty straightforward solution. Call the individual who is the executor, tell him you're interested in helping him and what your skills are, and let him know that you have the ability, and ask him what property is actually in the estate. And 90% of the time you'll get an answer, and the people will be perfectly happy to talk to you if in fact they're some of the people that are trying to sell properties. So hope that answered the question, but it's not exactly the answer that I had expected when I first got into the space. But after having worked it for 20 years, it's not a showstopper in any way. See any other questions out there, Laura, that we should jump on?
Yes, Adrian had asked about the zip codes in the DC area. So we'll be happy to get back with you, Adrian, on that. We do pull Washington, DC specific and all of the surrounding counties and cities. So we would love to get that information together for you. So I'll make sure Jeff reaches out to you.
And you'll find one of the things that we'll be doing when Z, you want to talk to that just a little bit about what they're going to see when they go in, and how we're putting the data out there at the county city level, and so that they'll know which if they have which counties are being presented and which ones are grayed out and stuff like that.
Yeah. Can you give me the ability to share my screen, please, Leon?
Excuse me.
Either way, I can talk without it, but it might help if they can see.
Okay, yeah, I changed the host to you, so you should be able to do that now.
Awesome. Let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yeah, it comes up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is essentially the first step you guys would see when you go to our website and you click get a free quote. And I already picked Texas, but you can pick one or multiple states here. Just let us know what you are, realtor, investor, broker, or something else. Then once you hit next, so I already arrived here. You would arrive at this page here. You'd be able to select between counties, cities, and zip codes. You can learn a little bit about why each one is who it's right for, like zip codes, ideal for realtors who want to target neighborhoods, realtors for city leads, and then counties if you were a broker, or investor, or a bigger realtor and you want to target a larger area. But it's not that important which one you click, because as you'll see in the next step, you can easily mix and match and pick from each one. So I'll pick cities, and then I'm seeing the cities that are available within Texas, and they're color coded. Red ones have a higher concentration of leads. Green ones are in the middle, and then anything black would have a few leads. So I can make a selection. Let's say I'll pick Garland.
If they find that the particular city they're looking for is not available, what's the implication there?
So one thing that can happen is if I go to counties and I add Dallas County, and then if I go to add cities, everything under Dallas County would be grayed out because the county already has that data. So there's no reason for you to select it. And then cities and zip codes will be available as long as we've pulled them within this month or the prior month. If we haven't pulled it within that area, cities and zips may not be available. And in that scenario, you can request the county as a whole. So if you have some small county that we haven't pulled recently, you can go ahead and make that selection. Just be aware maybe the cities and zips are not available. Whatever we're showing here under cities and zips has current data within the last month month. Yeah, basically within the last month. But yeah, so you make your selections, you can mix and match. I picked Dallas County. I'm going to pick a Harris County zip code. Under each zip code or city, you'll see what county it belongs to. And once you make your selections, you can do all this stuff. Anything you want, you just hit next. And then you get to this part where we kind of start you with a budget, but you can tinker with this as you like. We start you off with a 25 leads county plan. You don't have to have a county plan. You can do strictly city and zip. So it's very flexible. It's not like you have to, sometimes there's a little bit of confusion where people think they have to pick a county and then the cities under it. But as you saw, those cities would be grayed out, and you can just kind of pick exactly what you're looking for, depending on if you want a lot or few leads. So here for cities and zips, we have 51 leads available, but I'm starting with a $10 budget that gives me 4 leads. If I move this all the way to the right, it'll give me all 51 leads. And then if I have a subscription in this scenario, every month we'll send you all the leads for Arlington, Texas that we get. And moving forward, that could be maybe some months 50 leads, maybe some months 60 leads, but you'd get all of them and you would keep that subscription price. And then same concept with the zip codes. You can grab all of them. You can grab a limited amount, whatever you like. And if you do a subscription, you get 15% off moving forward. If you check this button, it'll make it a one-time purchase and it'll get rid of the 15% off discount. This historical pricing, probably this is the last part I'll address, but we're going all the way back 24 months, and we can go as far back as 5 years. You'll just have to call us if you're interested in data past 24 months. But the pricing goes down as you go further back in time. So if you pick, let's say 3 months, we would provide you with what we have for December, November, and October. If you pick 24 months, we'll go back a full 24 months and give you all the data. And at 24 months, you're saving close to 60%. And at 1 month or so, it's 20%. It kind of goes down as you go further back in time. So these leads, again, very viable leads. You could catch someone at the right time at 12 months. You could catch them at the right time at 6. You never know. But if you want to see the pricing, all you do is you click this button, and you can pick historical data for the county specifically, or all those cities that you selected, or all those zip codes. And then you'll see exactly the price per lead, breakdown at each one, the total cost, the number of leads. And this, whatever you purchase here is this is a one-time purchase, historical data. So this wouldn't be part of any subscription. It becomes like a separate purchase. You do one time, and then if you ever want to come back and get more data for Dallas County or any of the cities and zip codes historically, you would come back and just make that purchase again, or give us a call and we'll take care of you. Leon, anything else you want me to cover?
No, I think that does it. If anyone has any questions at all, just let us know. The effort has gone in to make this simple enough to use. And one of the things that we are working on is some videos further explaining this, and those will be made available here within the next probably couple of weeks. So and that'll help a little bit. But I think you'll find that the leads are pretty easy to get in and see. Keep in mind that pricing is a function of the number of leads that you're getting. Once you get into the tool itself, it's a function of the location, the number of leads pulled and stuff like that. So there isn't a set price on city, county, zip leads, but there is, and leads will range from a low of, what was it, 45 cents if you bought it in bulk, to an average price probably of $250 to $275, something like that, in terms of average leads. Thank you, Z. I appreciate it. That did address what I was looking for you to do.
I'll step in there for just a second.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, everybody, I'm Jeff Sweet. I'm the sales director for US Probate Leads. You can make contact with me directly for quotes, questions that you might have outside this meeting. I will be available the rest of the day, tomorrow if need be. Most of you I've already spoken to at least once, I think, through the years. Laura just put my cell phone number. You can text me that number as well. We're more than happy and more than willing to answer personal questions outside of this meeting. We're here to help. We're here to guide and direct. Smaller cities or zip codes, yeah, the per lead cost is probably going to be higher, folks. Let's just get real. You're picking, you know, a select number out of the whole entire county, right? So if you're only going to get 5 or maybe 10 leads in a particular city or zip code, your lead cost, let's just get real, it's going to go higher. It's going to be in that $3 range, most likely. If you want to buy larger quantities, you're going to want to get the whole county or multiple counties. Then that per lead cost definitely comes down. And if cost is a factor, I mean, we can have a discussion you can have a discussion with me directly, and I'll do everything I can to make the deal work. That's it.
Thank you, Jeff. That was, we really encourage you folks to take advantage of Jeff and his sales team. He's been doing this for many years, really is an acknowledged expert in the industry in terms of how to get probate leads, what to do with them. He can answer an awful lot of questions for you. We do have team members that also have similar experience that can step up, and we are very good at the delivery process, at ensuring that the leads that you get are high quality leads. We're very proud of that whole exercise. I did mention that we are in the process of partnering with another company, and this is another company that's been in business for a number of years. And through that company, we're going to offer monthly workshops. We have interviews. We have a private members only community. We have bi-weekly investor group coaching. We have a member rewards vault. This is a solution that's really been waiting to be put together, and our partner has done that. I want to hold off on the name until we can introduce them directly to you folks through a webinar session, but we will have that out to you shortly. So if you have questions about how to use probates and what to do with them, we have the solution. And this we are also offering certification programs, and those have been fully fleshed out in our industry known certification programs in this space as well. As Laura's mentioned, on the 26th, Jeff will be hosting a training and marketing webinar where we'll be introducing the mastermind community that we've put together. So that will be made available to you shortly. Encourage you to take a look at the slides and just to get a handle on what all we offer. Because once you get out to the website, that's a very full-featured website. You can slice and dice, come into it from many different directions, but you can find just about anything that you want in this space. So feel free to take a look at that. And the telephone numbers are here to get hold of us as a team. And the free leads are shown. Jeff, you want, rather Z, you want to flip up that slide, the last slide again, so that they can see the, if you go to that link, free-leads/webinar, then this screen will come up and you can just fill out that screen. And the leads that are presented there, you make your choice. The 10 free leads are identified and they're shipped out almost immediately. So you'll have those, and you'll have those in your hands so you can get some kind of handle on what kind of, what we offer and who we are type of stuff. I think that pretty much covers what we were interested in presenting to you folks. We really appreciate your time and look forward to working with you. This is a great opportunity for folks like yourself and people that get into this and really start mining and start working probates are typically well rewarded for their efforts on it. So if there's any more questions, feel free to put it in chat, and we'll be happy to answer. We'll get back with you via email. And like I said, we're sending a copy of the presentation out to you. The video has been recorded, so you're more than welcome to take a look at that. That should be out probably within a couple of hours to you. I would encourage you to share this information with your peers and other folks that you're working with, partners, and let them know what's available. We are doing something that just hasn't been done before, and we're making something available at a level that just hasn't been done before. And I think once you get to looking at it, there's you might find some real nice opportunities here. If you have partners that you want to work with or bring on, and you want to see about picking up some packages that make sense to more than just yourself, feel free to talk to Jeff about that. He's,
well, to a highlight too, we've got a chat deal going. John, thank you very much. You just made our day, and says he's gotten deals from our leads before. And I'm talking to many a client that tells me that same very thing. So thank you, John, for mentioning that to us.
Thanks again, folks. We do appreciate it. We'll leave the webinar up here for another 20 minutes or so. So if a question comes up to you that you want to ask somebody, we'll keep an eye on the chat line and respond to it. But once again, thank you so much for visiting with us and working and taking us to your home, because we're ready to make something happen. We'll talk with you later. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.